Let's do that again. Alright. I don't know how to start these types of things. My name is Mara. I'm 19 and I have Crohn's disease. Wow, that felt like such an AA type of thing to say. I started watching on YouTube. The Gut Instinct is a really good channel, and I've watched like all her videos and it's helped a lot. It kind of inspired me to actually do this, even though I'm sure the only people watching will be people I told to watch. So basically I just kind of want to make people more aware of what Crohn's actually is, because not many people know. Hell, when I was diagnosed, I didn't even know. I thought it was Crohn's disease.
Crohn's disease.
So I guess it's just kind of like, it's a tricky subject. Fair warning, Crohn's disease is not pretty, and the things I will be talking about are pretty fucking disgusting, actually. So if you don't want to hear me talking about, the times I spend on the toilet for like an hour, then you probably don't want to watch these, because Crohn's is literally a shitty subject. So, as I gave that little warning, let's dive right in. 4 months ago, I found out I had Crohn's disease. So yeah, I have not had it that long. What Crohn's disease is it's basically an autoimmune disease. What an autoimmune disease is it's basically my immune system is attacking my intestines. And so what that means is, my immune system seems to be fucking stupid and think that my intestines and, my bowels and all of that is like a parasite or an infection, when in reality it's not. And so it's spending day and night working to get rid of said infection that does not exist. My body is in like overdrive. Like, it is working itself constantly. I am always tired, but at the same time I can never sleep because I'm in so much pain. It can be in your small and large intestines. Mine happens to be in both. Story of my life. And it's like all the way through. So I wouldn't be surprised if I had to have a surgery down the road. I've already had 2, procedures technically. And the surgery I'm referring to is in your lower abdomen, and they remove parts of your intestines, because in your intestines, the Crohn's is scarring and ulcers all throughout, and it's like bleeding. So it's, it's on the defense. It's causing me a lot of pain, and it's tearing itself apart. And so, when you eat pizza, it's not always the ideal thing. And drinking coffee is not always helpful either. But the thing is neither are some healthy foods. Like, people tell me all the time, oh, just eat healthier. You'll be fine. Yeah, that's not how it works. Fruits tend to actually be a lot worse for my stomach than a chicken nugget, per se. I have gone days eating chicken nuggets and I've been A-okay. But then I'll eat a strawberry and I'll be shitting my guts out for an hour and a half. And that's great. It's not about healthy. It's more about what's inside the product that you're eating. And that's pretty much the biggest challenge for people with Crohn's, is figuring out what your body can handle. At this point, I am literally eating like maybe half a meal a day. And that's only because I haven't started on my medicine. But, and so I'm just constantly feeling pain. And I'm, not to be a whole woe is me type thing, but I feel like all I do is complain to my friends about how fucking miserable I am. Like, someone would be like, hey, how you doing? And I'm like, I'm fucking in pain. How about you? Like, hanging in there. Like, it's hard to be positive throughout the situation. And for a really long time, I just did not care. I didn't care what I ate. I was like, I'm going to eat what I want. I don't want to have this disease dictate my life. And I've come to the conclusion that that's not the way to go. Obviously, it's not a healthy way, and it's not a very safe way either. In November of 2017, I had a baby. And about 2 months later, so in January, I started, having diarrhea. It kept getting worse. It got to the point where all I did was that. over, you know, a regular salad shit. It was not like that. And I'm the type of person who's like, I don't need the hospital. I'm fine. I don't need to go. Reality was I did need to go. I went to Ohio, my hometown, and I was visiting family, and my friends were graduating from my old high school, so I went to graduation, and at graduation, I about blacked out in the parking lot and felt like something was seriously wrong. And 6 days prior to the graduation, I had horrible pain, not in my stomach, on my ass. Fucking great. Finally, I called my grandma, sobbing. I was like, I need to go to the hospital. Like, I was supposed to fly home the next day, and I was like, I can't do it. I need to go to the hospital. There's no way I can sit on a plane. It hurt to sit. It hurt to walk. It hurt to lay down. The doctors told me they had no idea how I was even going to a graduation. The night before that, I went bowling. I pushed myself through that to hang out with my friends, and that was probably not a smart idea. I had an abscess on my ass, and what an abscess is like a giant pimple. But by giant, I mean like giant. Like, yeah. It was inside, so you couldn't really tell it was there. Like, if you ran your hand over it, you could feel a really large lump. And so, but you couldn't see it. So it's like, it wasn't like this disgusting, pussing pimple. Like, don't worry, I'm not that gross. But they said that, you know, even the cleanest person can have this. And so I spent a couple days in the hospital, and they decided that they were going to drain said abscess. And so they took whatever they used to cut it, and they cut it open, and okay, my dignity has been ruined. So then I came home to Arizona. I started seeing more doctors, and he said that I had a fistula that formed. And what a fistula is, people with Crohn's tend to get them. They also tend to get abscesses. And at this point, we didn't know that I had Crohn's. But a fistula is basically a long tunnel that connects from your butthole out a little exit that just forms on your butt cheek. And so, you know, my grandma flew into town, took me to the hospital. I had my colonoscopy. If you don't know what a colonoscopy is, which I don't know how you couldn't, but if you don't, it's basically like a probe, and they stick it up your butt when you're knocked out and check out your intestines. That's when they saw I had really severe Crohn's and decided I needed to see him again. I decided to do the surgery, obviously, because it's actually, well, procedure. It's actually optional. Some people just tough it out. I don't know how. And what the procedure was for the fistula is they take like a little blue rubber band type thing, and they kind of weave it through the tunnel of the fistula. Yeah. So then I meet with my GI after I have the procedure, and he tells me that he wants to start me on Remicade. And what Remicade is I will go to, I see the cancer center, you know, for a couple hours. They stick an IV in me, and they pump medicine through the IV every 8 weeks for the rest of my life. Because Crohn's is a disease that will not go away. Remicade is going to shut down my immune system, so anything will get me sick. The goal of Remicade is to put me in remission. And, you know, remission, it doesn't completely get rid of it, but it's to a point where, you know, my stomach's not in knots every single day. It doesn't feel like a razor blade slicing up against my intestines. Like, it'll make me feel better, you know, because it's not just my stomach that hurts. My whole body is just exhausted. It's a lot of puking. You cannot keep food in. It doesn't matter what it is for me. Water sometimes upsets my stomach. Like, this mind blow. Water. Something that my body is full of. So it's a matter of getting help. I don't fucking know. The thing about Crohn's disease is it's considered like an invisible illness. Is people underestimate it because that. It's a lot going on in my body. And I may not look sick, but I feel fucking sick. I feel like shit every single day. There have been days where I don't leave my bed unless it's to go to the bathroom. Yeah, it's a struggle. I'm excited to start this vlog YouTube journey about what I'm dealing with, what others are dealing with. You know, we all deal with it differently. We all have different symptoms. You know, it's been 4 months that I've been reading up on this, and I do not know that much about Crohn's, but everybody's body is different. You know, what may affect me as someone with Crohn's won't affect someone else. Stay tuned for more videos for when I can think of creative things to talk about and not just blab on about my life. But I definitely will be posting videos about, you know, things I avoid, you know, how the treatments are going. I don't know, maybe monthly updates, and down the road probably explore some other things. So thank you for watching and listening to me rant on about this bullshit. So yeah. I don't know what to click.